Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well and staying safe during this time. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Like I said, thank you so much for checking me out. If you haven't done so, please make sure to hit that subscribe button just right below the video. Cool, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thanks again for your support. I truly do appreciate having you here.
Guys, 90 million XRPs have moved from an unknown wallet to Bitstamp. Now, I'm telling you, this is huge for the XRP army, and the minute I saw this, I said I should inform my money side fam. What's even more interesting, large amounts of XRP transactions have been on the rise since the beginning of April of this year. Most of the transfers have been to move the crypto into wallets away from exchanges, but some of them, including this one, have been sending XRPs to exchanges. This was mentioned recently on Whale Alert, and it literally got every XRP enthusiast to the edge of their seats. What we've been all waiting for is finally on the horizon. The value of these XRPs was valued at around 70 million US dollars. Someone doesn't move such huge amounts to a crypto exchange for nothing. Stick around to the end and you'll find out more about what is actually unfolding in front of our eyes, and most people don't even know it yet. If you continued reading the article, you'll notice that it isn't even the first Whale Alert this year on huge XRP transfers. It's one of just many, and these transfers are quite huge. It sounds like there are institutions at play here as well. That means even the high-level investors are in this crypto as well, even though not many of them publicize their stand on XRP. Remember, it wasn't that long ago that XRP was trading under a penny. In 2017, XRP was at 0.0005 and below. That's incredibly low. And if you can imagine, the buyers purchased around 90 million XRPs at the time, which could have costed roughly around $450,000, and that's change to most whales. Bitcoin still maintaining its dominance in the crypto market, but that doesn't mean there isn't a new power rising from the ashes. We don't know for sure who's transferring the XRPs to Bitstamp. What I do know is that crypto is becoming more mainstream and people are starting to notice the strength of XRP. And that's why we have enormous transactions happening within the XRP ledger. Let me draw your attention to this tweet that XRP Crypto Wolf shared on his feed. Brad Garlinghouse says that the U.S. is behind compared to other global economies regarding providing clarity when it comes to regulation of digital assets. And it's true. This lag is actually discouraging investors. Now, I don't want to read the whole article to you, but let's talk about the important facts that you should know. We've been talking about this on my channel here for months now, and you already know that this was going to happen. Now that the world is listening, and they've just started to realize what's happening, and they're now reporting on it. Without regulatory clarity, investors will be navigating without clarity. Brad Garlinghouse talks about how this uncertainty is affecting investors and how long it will influence the future of the United States. They also continue to talk about XRP, and then they mention the outcome of the lawsuit and how it could be a turning point for the crypto world. Now, according to Time magazine, Ripple could be on the way to victory after this week's big win. However, if the SEC wins, a lot of the cryptocurrencies in the market right now could be considered as securities. That will in turn determine how the crypto industry will be regulated and its potential growth journey. Now, that said, according to the article, anyone who's worried about regulations should in fact be happy about it. That's because these regulations could help bring stability and more value into the crypto space. In 2020, Gary went on to say that in 2022 that the president will be choosing a new person at the Fed who will usher in a new financial framework for the United States at the federal level. And when we fast forward to last week, on the 15th, and Joe Biden, the president, just nominated Michael Barr, which is quite interesting. That creates some connection between the two, and we could say that the future is near. Ripple is actually very confident about the verdict of the court at this stage. Now, if you see the outlets like Time Magazine now reporting on this case, then it's almost a done deal. Brad Garlinghouse hasn't shaken or wavered from his stance since the court case began, and there's a high chance that he knows that they're going to win this case. Moving on, Stefan points out a critical matter within this tweet, saying you realize that if you burn Ripple's 50%, it will get even worse, because then anonymous whales owning now 25% will own the new 50%, but without the predictability and security of the escrow. This is in relation to people who don't understand why the escrow and its reason. Anyway, we know that Ripple's intentions are pure, and now you need to understand if Ripple sells its escrow, whoever will have the biggest share will now end up having control of the asset's value. When the supply is depleted, and they haven't used their influence irresponsibly, we don't know if the next person in charge, once the escrow is sold, will do the same. If they burn through all of that, you need to think about the holders out there and the repercussions of such actions. We have a lot of selfish people in the crypto world, and once this escrow is sold, these people will have the chance to manipulate the supply as they please, and that could be catastrophic. Banks, on the other hand, are really scared of XRP, because why do banks need to exist if we have XRP? And such questions are the reason why banks are freaking out. But Ripple is quite noble. They are partnering with all the major players because they don't want to be the only financial institution in town. Lecture material I've got for you today is a concept that must be well informed by technical analysis traders, especially in recent markets where untraditional patterns, price actions, and trends, as we call scam moves, occur all the time. I bet you are familiar seeing retail traders or chart analysts shouting "breakout" in order to derive market trends and price actions and momentum. We find millions of technical variables such as trend lines, channels, Fibonacci retracements, pivot levels, and other indicators, etc. Then we seek for behavior of price action by observing whether these variables are kept valid, not broken, or become invalid as soon as they are broken. Understanding and utilizing this behavior, we make trading decisions by deducting optimal zones to enter position at support or resistance, set stop loss, target price, the bottom and top, and statistically giving weights on particular scenarios. In a TA technical analysis world, breakout means that the price has pierced through certain variables. It is commonly known that when the technical factors are broken, additional price momentum is expected towards the direction of the breakout. As the example above, let's say that we found a falling trend line that is being formed, meaning that at a certain point or area, trend line keeps pushing the price down, forming a lower high. As soon as the price pierces through the trend line, meaning that the trend line failed rejection, we say the trend line is broken above and can expect more bullish rally. The direction of the trend would be vice versa when the trend line under the price is broken below. So we buy when the PA is broken above and sell when the PA is broken below. That sounds So simple, huh? Well, if it was that easy, everyone would be rich right now. I'm sure most of you reading this post are already aware that it's never easy. Why? It's simple. In this world, there is no such thing as 100% breakout. To put it simply, everything we do based on the technical chart is somewhat relative, abstract, and subjective concept. It's not like breakout has 100% succeeded or failed, but rather is more like breakout has succeeded in 60 to 70% chance. In other words, there are more than two possible future cases when we search and utilize breakout behavior. So we traders need a reliable standard to statistically quantify the degree of breakout. The most basic way, according to the textbook, is to consider closing price of candlestick firstly crossing the variable. As the price of the candlestick closes above the trend line, as in case 3, we give a decent weight on the breakout scenario. However, case 2 is the one that confuses us every time. This is when the price did pierce through the trend line but closes below, usually leaving a long tail as a trace, which sometimes is interpreted as a whipsaw. As soon as this happens, we have to admit that the chances and reliability is definitely lower than the case 3. It might be regarded as a false breakout or a noise if the trend continues afterwards, and it might not actually. It's called a 50-50 call, I would say. When you encounter case 2, to give you a little tip, try waiting a little more to observe the next following candles. If the next candlesticks keep closing prices below, I would raise the probability that the breakout is a false one. In fact, it is best to just not give any meaning on breakout in case 2. It itself is a risk to confirm whether the breakout is successful, not successfully, or false, and thus try not to take aggressive trades in this very case. As always, do your own research and always trade safely, my friends. We continue to pray for the people of Ukraine.
I'm your guy. I will keep you posted. I'm your advocate. I'll be back on a daily basis, usually multiple times per day, with these videos to keep you updated with everything going on. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't done so, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Feel free to share any of my videos with your friends, family, social media, or anybody who may care to listen. Thanks so much for your continued support. I'm always here for you. I want to help you through this time. So thank you so much for continuing to choose me. Enjoy your day, stay safe, and I'll catch you again probably in a couple hours. Thanks, everybody. See you later.